Hello everyone, this is Jim here. I apologize for the lack of videos recently. Um, really, honestly, the reason for that is because I'm really lazy and I have not been making videos, but it's because I just don't feel like it. But I decided that that was really stupid, so today I'm back with this one here. This is set number 75575, Ilu Discovery from the LEGO Avatar theme, specifically for the movie Avatar: The Way of Water from 2022. Though this is a 2023 LEGO product, and it has 179 pieces and retails for $24.99 in the US, which is the price I bought it for at Walmart way back in April, which makes this really weird that I have not made a video on it for that long, but now we're here. So let's take a closer look.
So the set includes two minifigures done in the Avatar style, though since they are younger characters than the ones from the first movie, they have the regular minifigure arms and legs, and they still use that Navi headpiece. Sorry about that noise in the background. Um, Siraya here is from the Metcaina, not the Omatakaya, so she has the teal skin, which is pretty cool. And she is one of my favorite characters from the movie, so it's really nice to have a minifig of her. And she's really detailed, like most of the Avatar characters. You can see that she's got a lot of detail on those on that torso. Not as much in her legs, but that's fine. And then you can remove this hairpiece that was introduced from the first Avatar wave back in fall of 2022 to reveal more of her torso printing, which looks pretty good. And her head looks really weird without the hair. And the hair has that bar attachment at the bottom with that has the ability to attach to the animal, specifically the Ilu in this set, and she has that tail piece, which is the same as the Omatakaya, but it is recolored in teal. It works fine, though I do wish they had a new tail piece because in the movie the tails are very, very different from each other, but this is fine for what it is. So yeah, overall, pretty great minifigure, though this is not the only way to get her. She's also in that whale set. Yeah, so that's Siraya. And then the second and final minifigure in this set is Took, Jake and Neytiri's daughter. And this is the only way to get her. She's exclusive to this set, and this is one of two ways to get her really cool hairpiece introduced for this wave. She shares the same piece with Kiri. Though their hairstyles are different in the movie, this piece does work for both of them, so that looks good. She's got a very happy smile on her face, as opposed to Siraya's more neutral expression, which does fit her personality, though it doesn't really look like Took. It looks more like Kiri to me, but it's just the face print doesn't really match her personality like the smile does, but she looks too mature. That's fine, though. She's got a detailed torso print, front and back. It's easier to see the back torso print, because this hair sticks out more than Siraya's does. So yeah, not much going on in the back, but the legs are probably the most detailed short, like, mid legs I've ever seen. She's got mid legs. So that does make sense to me that a child Navi would have mid legs while a regular human would have short legs. And it would make sense that a teen, like Siraya, would have tall legs. Not tall legs, but like regular minifigure legs rather than mid legs because, Navis are bigger than humans. So yeah, this makes sense, and this is a very great minifigure. And she also has that same bar attachment at the bottom of her. The build itself is separated into two sections. There's this larger one with the Ilu that the Ilu attaches to, and then there's this much smaller one over on this side with a superhero stand element there that allows you to pose a figure as if they were swimming. And of course, you can use that for either character in the set and others that come in other sets, but let's take a closer look at this one. I'm going to take a look at this on my minifigure stand just so we can get up close. There are some trans yellow tiles right there that look pretty cool. Maybe the glowy effect of the coral as seen in the movie. And you have this light pink leaf and this darker magenta color for that. That's pretty cool. And then a flame yellowish orange stalk right there. That's pretty cool for coral and water, like underwater plants, plant life. And then you have this ice cream piece, which also I think this is definitely coral. And then you got some really nice colors. like the lavender, like not sand blue, but like light blue. Yeah, it's really cool. And then if you're curious, you can pose a figure like Took here, and you can have her swim like that. That's pretty cool. And then the bottom is built on like 4 separate parts that have dust all over them because this has been sitting on my shelf for ages. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this one. And then the other build is much more large. It is like a tad larger, but much more detailed. And then it has a thing that allows the Ilu to separate from it, and we'll take a closer look at each of these separated. As I said, this one is much larger, though it is kind of similar. There are magenta and pink elements here, matching the plants from this one. I do believe this could be some kind of kelp or seaweed from Pandora. And then this is supposed to be rock, I think. And so actually, yeah, you can pose this, which is pretty cool. There's a rock with colors on it, so I think there's some like lichen or whatever grows underwater. I'm not a marine biologist, so I wouldn't know this. But there's some flowers on this really nice coral piece. This is common, but I do not have it, so that's really nice to add to my collection. And if I move this out of the way, you can see there's some green fish, and they are just the regular standard fish piece, so it's nothing crazy. I would prefer if they made a specialized fish mold, since this is another planet. But it makes sense, and if I remove those, you can see that they're attached with clear clips, which is an all-new color, I believe, for this set. Do not quote me on that. I could be very, very wrong, because I'm prone to being very wrong a lot. So I would not listen to me. I would ask someone who knows what they're doing. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this one. And now let's take a look at that Ilu. If any dust shows up on this thing while I'm reviewing, that is entirely my fault. And that is because this has been sitting on my shelf for thousands of years. Anyway, the Ilu is a nice little build for a $25 set, and very swooshable if you want to like imagine it swimming underwater. It can move around a lot, and this really does capture the likeness of the creature in the show, the movie, not the show. My bad. It's similar to an orca on the head because it has that white patch, but it also has an eye here and an eye there, so it's got 4 eyes, which is pretty cool. I like that gap between the top part and the bottom part of the jaw, and I always like molded heads, so that's pretty cool to get. And you can open it 1 click, and that's as far as it'll go, but that's pretty good. I like this. And then you get, this is not exclusive color, but this is an all-new color for this wave, for this piece that was introduced in the Avatar wave. So the Way of Water sets are different in that regard. And then you could take a figure and stick them in this part right here, and then allow this to slide over that, which is awesome. And then you can like rotate the neck, hinge the neck upwards so the figure looks better on there. But that's pretty cool. I like that. But just getting her out of the way, you can see that you have a ratchet joint, so it can go. It can go perfectly flat due to this limitations of this piece existing, or you can go like all the way up, which is pretty cool. And then the head's on the ball joint, so you can get a good range of motion there. And then you got these little fins on either side of the saddle. The saddle is not removable; it's integrated in there. Like, it is removable. It just probably doesn't look the best without it. So that's probably very easily customizable if you wanted to change that. The sides have nice shaping to them. There is that pink part. I don't know if that is supposed to be gills or something, but it also kind of looks like a chunk of the animal was taken out, so that's not good. But you can see there are more pink pieces underneath, and this is done with some very clever studs on top assembly. Very pink inside. That makes sense though, because you know it's a fish. It's got to have some meat in there. And it looks like fish meat. But you have these vinyl pieces that are used in lots of Avatar animals to represent the fins. And there's some larger ones back here, and then some smaller ones in the front. And they can just flap up and down. That I don't like the look of these Technic parts, but it does make sense. There's really no way around that. And then underneath, that's basically what the Technic skeleton holding it all together looks like, and then there is this Technic piece here that allows it to connect to these Technic pieces from this build right there. So you can have it going down, like it's diving, or you can have it going up, like that. That's also a good look. And you can have it going at different angles. Probably not this. This would probably be unwise because of this coral piece being in the way. So, yeah. You can get a lot of good poses out of this through this stand, so that's pretty good. And yeah, I think we're done. So there you go, guys. That is my review of Ilu Discovery from Avatar: The Way of Water. And I would say this is a good set. The price per part ratio is kind of off, but you know, it has to have the licensing fees, and there's like the production cost going into the vinyl parts and the molded head. So I don't really mind the price. I think it's very affordable, and it's a good set to grab if you don't have any Avatar sets. It would be a good way to start. But yeah, it's good to have a set, like the smallest set of the wave, maybe $25 as opposed to like 40, like that first Avatar wave. But yeah, I would recommend picking this set up, and I will see you all in the next one. Adios.